welcome back to my channel. Oh, hello, kitty. How are you? You back again? Yeah. Yeah, you want to be a part of the video. So, it's been a while since I've been here. Things have been very crazy the last little bit, both with work and staying at home. As some of you may remember, I actually, my wife and I welcomed into our family our newest daughter, Ellie. So she's right now 2 months old, so we're both under severe sleep deprivation. So things have been very different, trying to retool our schedules to match up with Ellie's 3-hour feedings. So yeah, no, it's absolutely wonderful. We've had a lovely time. I'm stoked to see how quickly she's grown and how well our other daughter Aurora has taken to her. It's absolutely amazing. But that's a video for another time. But something that I've been thinking about, and I'm sure many other people out there, and many gamers in particular, have definitely thought about this. How how do you finish games, you know? Do you finish games? How do you get things off your backlog? You know, I mean, these are things that I've been thinking about lately, especially now that I have another daughter, right? There's less time. And there are so many new games, especially now with the release of the PS5 and the Xbox Series X. It's just these are new console generations are just around the corner, and my gaming backlog is through the roof. I mean, I've got more games than I have time to play, and that's one of the. It's a great thing, but also something that can be quite stressful. And I've been thinking about this lately because at the beginning of the year, and this is the first year that I've ever done this. And it's mainly because people used to make fun of me. I'm a collector of video games. I just over time have collected various games for various systems. And, you don't always have the time to finish these things. And there are deals, and you get bargain bins, and you can find 4 or 5 games for really cheap, and so you buy them with the full intention of playing them, but you never get around to it, and so you amass this massive backlog. And so it's been kind of a joke in my family and friend circles that, oh, you just bought another game to add to this backlog, and it just grows and grows and grows. So I haven't really played a lot of these games that I have. And so I thought, for the first time, to help get through this, I'm going to make a list of games that I want to beat. And I'm nowhere near finishing that list. I mean, I put 20 games on there because, I thought, we're in 2020. I'll put 20 games on it. And we're going to see how this goes. Now, to date, I think I finished maybe 11 or 12 games on this. However, I've kept a log about all the games that I've beaten this year, and I have beaten 35 games, which is great, and include a lot of this from my backlog, but not some of the games that are on here. And so I'm going to try to see if I can get through some of these. And at the end of the year, I'm going to talk about some of these and give my thoughts on some of these games that I've played and what was my ideas about them and so on. Because there are some really great games that I've played. And some of them I had never heard of until just somebody came up and told me about them, or my wife found it just randomly. And I thought, this is, for some reason, was a perfect time to play it. And so, I did. But there's something about this idea in gaming culture that we have to finish a game and beat it in order to sort of discuss it and talk about it. And many of us walk around like a badge of honor when we've beaten things. And that's good, because when you beat things, it's a part of our psychology. is that when you've completed something, you feel good about yourself. You've overcome or surmounted this massive challenge or this obstacle or the bosses that you face there, and you feel accomplished by it, and you feel good, and there's a release of endorphins and dopamine, and you feel great when you do these things, and that's wonderful. And so that's why a lot of people like to finish these games. But it can be cumbersome sometimes. Like lately, because it's the end of October, right? Halloween's around the corner, so for those of you out there, happy Halloween. I hope you stay safe and enjoy this time of year. But sometimes it's crushing. You see all these games, and there are thousands of games that are out there. Just think about within this year, right? Yes, it's been a slower year because of the pandemic, but there has been a lot of games that have been released. So how do you have time to finish them all? And do you finish them all? No, of course not. Should we all be rushing to finish them? It depends who you are. And I'm going to make another video later on about my ideas of different types of gamers. But do I think you need to finish video games? And should we as gamers be feeling this overwhelming pressure to finish games? I don't think so. I think it comes down to, why are you playing video games? And for most of us, it's because we enjoy the hobby, right? We enjoy the stories. We enjoy having the interaction. That's what we're doing. That's why we play video games, right? It's an escape. We can completely forget all our problems around us and be completely thrown in and absorbed into a whole new world that we can explore, that we can interact with and get to experience, right? And be a part of and leave our mark on it. And that's why we do it. And it's very fun. And it's that last part. It's fun. So I think we have to remember to have fun and enjoy ourselves. And once I came to that understanding, just have fun. Don't be daunted by it. I still am a little bit, obviously, daunted by this idea of finishing games. But I'm sort of coming to this new idea, especially now as a father, and having very limited time, to realize if a game just isn't doing it for me, or bad controls or something, it's okay not to finish it. It's okay to say, you know what, not for me, it wasn't working out, maybe next time, put it away, come back to it at some point, maybe in the future. If for some reason I might come back to some of these games and be better. But for all intents and purposes, say you're done, right? You get so far, something's not right, you're not having fun anymore, it's becoming ridiculous. It's okay to say, I'm done with this game, it's going to be put into the finish pile, and move on to something else that you want to have fun with. Obviously, most of us buy games. I think it's important to say, that's why I'm saying this. Most of us buy games with the intent to not only play them, but to at least complete the story, right? That's our intent, I think, to see things through. But, many of us, you just buy a game and it just isn't for you, or something else comes along, and I think that's perfectly fine. The only time I think you need to finish a game is if you're going to review it, right? If you're going to give a full heart review of a game, like, you need to finish it. I think at least finish the story mode, right? And give your ideas. If a game is beyond broken and you couldn't finish the game, well, I think as long as you put that caveat in and say how far you got into it, I think that's okay. Like later on, there'll be some games I'm going to talk about in videos near the end of the year about the games that I've played. Some of them weren't for me, and I put several hours into them, and I put them in the completed category. They're done. But I know that I didn't get to see the full thing. Does that mean I can't enjoy certain ones? I'm sure many of you out there have played games that are 100, 200 hours, and you just have not finished them. But you probably enjoyed it. And that's okay. I think you should. And should be able to go talk about it and share your wonderful views about a game. That's fine. I don't think we have to finish every game, especially nowadays with so many coming out. The backlog of games is ridiculous, right? With thousands of games out, and with new games being 100, 200 hours, it's crazy. Like, I don't have the time for all of that, and I'm sure many other people don't either. I wish I had the time. Like, back when I was a kid, I wish some of these games were out, because I would have had all the time in the world. But when you're an adult, you have bills to pay, jobs, kids, family. You don't have as much time. So I think it's okay not to have to beat games, and do it for just enjoying it. So with that, I thank you all for listening. Please subscribe to the channel, like, share. Put your thoughts in the comments below. What are your ideas and thoughts about finishing games? Do you finish games? And if so, what games are you finishing? What games are you playing? Right now, it's Halloween time. I'm actually playing Vampire right now for the PS4. I'm only about an hour and a half in so far. Not too bad. It's an interesting story. So I'm getting into that, trying to get into the Halloween spirit. So, but yeah, leave a like and share. What's your thoughts on this stuff? So with that, thank you so much, and I will speak with you again very soon.